today's training is all about Royal Caribbean system training. So we finally, and it's been asked for a very long time, we finally got the direct Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, I should say, contract in place. So as of this training, you can go ahead and register yourselves. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. It's very, very straightforward. And you can start selling them direct from now. It is a user-friendly system. So I don't want anybody to panic too much. Obviously, from the cruise trainings we've done previously, it's more the actual company themselves that's a little bit of a minefield, how many ships they've got, what this means, what that means. The system itself is relatively easy. So I'm going to get straight into sharing my screen for you. Cruising Power is the website for Royal Caribbean and Celebrity. And once you see this page, you're going to create an account. Dead simple. You're going to register for Cruising Power. And then literally just as it says, your language. And then if you pop our actor number into here and find the agency, then of course it's ourselves that do come up there. Obviously just double check that it is Arctic Travel UK. And you've got your terms and conditions there as well. And then, sorry, it's in that box, it's too late. You're going to agree to the terms and conditions, and then you're going to create your profile. So all you do here is you pop all of your details in. So your full name, your username, your password, your email address, etc. You set your own security questions just in case you can't get in. At any point, home-based agent, you don't have to upload things like your profile picture and what have you, but you certainly can. What language you want it to be in, and if you want to subscribe to their specials and their promotions, and you can see down there, you can choose which ones. I would always opt into them because you could well then end up being one of the first people to know about upcoming promotions, upcoming sales, rather than just what you can find on the website as well. And then all you do is you review and complete your registration, and it will send you an email. Once you've got that email, which basically is like a welcome email, is the best way to put it, just double check exactly what it says on there. So you will find on that email, it actually says to you, in order to have full access to the system, there is now a couple of things that you need to do. So you have to, it will tell you, this is all just off the top of my head from when I received mine. So you do have to sign up for My Club Royal, I think it's called, and something like My Celebrity. So you have to sign up for those, and which is where you get like your points and stuff for when you do your bookings anyway. So you would need to do that at some point, either which way. And then you drop, again, there's an email address on there. You drop them an email and literally ask for full access. They'll get back to you and let you know that you've got it. So this part of it, very, very simple. Why they've made it more complicated, I will never know. They know who we are. They picked up our ABTA number. We're confirming our details and that's who we work for, etc. But then they're adding on like another 3 steps. So as I say, it will all be in your registration email, but yeah, there's just a couple further things that you need to do. So you need to sign up for those 2, My Club Royal and the Celebrity one, and then you have to send an email to Royal Caribbean and physically ask for full access. If you don't do that, basically, long and short of it is you cannot search for a cruise with flights. So that's great if you're only selling cruises from Southampton, but you may or may not know Royal Caribbean hardly do any, Celebrity hardly do any, if any at all, for Celebrity. So you really are cutting your options down. So just bear that in mind. So once all of that's done, as soon as you register there, you can actually log straight in. Like I say, it's just the flight side of things. that you won't have access to until you've done those other steps. So just very, very quickly through here, it's a really, really simple system with regards to the menu and stuff down this side. So planning, you've got your promotions, you can explore the fleet on there, you can actually locate the ship of where it is now, directions to port if for whatever reason you or a client needs that, itinerary search, cruise planner and reference centre. I'm going to just leave booking out for a second. Sales and marketing, so you've got all your marketing sites and your marketing assets, digital brochures, ship tours, incentive travel, cruise tours, image library. So with regards to your socials and things like that, you can pull them off there as well. Then you've got your training. So for the training and certification on here, there's only Silver Sea, and that's simply because the My Club Royal and the celebrity one that you sign up to, that is the training portal as well. And the social hub is just their Facebook details. Contact us down there and any help questions. And then, of course, the one that we missed out is the booking. So Espresso is the main booking system. This has changed since I last used it. So for anybody, again, who was on the training that went very wrong a few weeks ago, you would just use Espresso, do everything through there. What I've now realised is that Espresso, if you are in the USA, that's where you do everything. Here in the UK, it's Airwaves. So I could happily go into Espresso and I could book a cruise only or a cruise from Southampton. But if I want to have a look at cruises that have got flights included or you know, adding flights on, I have to use Airwaves. In which case, for us here in the UK, we may as well just stick to Airwaves. There's no point in getting confused of what you can and can't book with who. But yeah, that has changed massively. I had to actually reach out to Royal Caribbean and find out what was going on. And then obviously was told that they've basically loaded everything into Espresso for USA only. And we've got Airwaves. You can also see down there, there's a couple of other things. So you can purchase gifts for any clients, what have you, going on board. You can pick up any travel documents should you misplace them or your client misplace them. Your best gap price guarantee, that's the terms and conditions down there. If you come across any client that's got future cruise credit, it tells you how to redeem all of those on there as well. And coupon redemption, I think, again, is more America. We may come across the odd one where somebody's got a code or something, and you can find the details of what to do in there. So I am going to go into Airwaves. As I say, there's no point in messing about between Espresso and Airwaves. So we'll just stick to this. And you can see here, this is quite old school, but it's so, you know what, it's just great. It's so easy. The other thing to bear in mind, should you accidentally go into Espresso, and I say accidentally, it's not, because again, you're doing nothing wrong. If you make a booking as a cruise only on Espresso, and then you want to add flights on, you can actually do that by clicking up there. Again, you're creating yourself more work. It's certainly not as time savvy. I suppose that would only be if your client decided 3 months down the line, for example, oh, actually, we do want to add flights on now. So you can do that up there. But as a brand new search, so you can see your occupancy details up here, and you can change that. You can add more cabins, and obviously however many people you've been in each stateroom. And if you've got any customers who are part of the loyalty programs, you can pop their details in there and it'll bring up their like past passenger numbers. And then after you've sort of done that bit, you can see how easy it is. Now, the good thing with this as well is you can do as much or as little in the way of filtering. So if I leave that blank, it's going to search both. It's going to search celebrity and royal for me. And with regards to destinations, you can select all of them as well. So if you do have somebody, I mean, obviously, again, you're going to make it a little bit more difficult for yourself. But if you do have somebody who really, really doesn't want to, doesn't know where they want to go, you can select everything. Same with your ships. So you might have some people who know exactly what they want. You might have others that haven't got a clue. Your departure airports are all on there as well. Departure ports, should you have somebody who specifically wants to go from Miami or Tokyo there. So you can, again, filter it as much or as little as you like. And then the same with your departure dates. So 25, 26, partial 27 on there. So if we just stick for the end of this year, the other thing, as you've just seen there, so you can do it as 1 month, you could do it as 2, and I think you can go up to about 10 months, to be honest. And it'll bring you up those results. Duration is on there, however many nights you want. And if anybody wants to go to any specific ports of call, you can also filter it there. Only other thing before we press search is just to double check with air package, we've got yes selected. And then we're just going to go ahead and search. So once you get your results up, to just do its little bit of loading up here. Go. So once you've got your results page up, you've got your brand. So X is celebrity and your anchor is Royal Caribbean there. Then you've got the date of departure. If you are doing quite a wide range of dates, it will go in date order for you as well. This here is just different campaigns and stuff that are available. How many nights, the ship, the itinerary. With the ship and with the itinerary, before you even go through, you can click in there so you can get an idea of the ship itself, how big it is, and you can also have a look at what the itinerary is there as well. And then to and from, again, I think we sort of very briefly had this conversation. This is where your 3-letter airport codes, or knowing them or starting to know them or starting to remember them, is going to come in handy. So this one specifically, to and from Fort Lauderdale, you can see there that an interior and an ocean view have sold out. Balcony price starting, suite price starting, and then this plus 1,700 is for your flights. So that is just to give you, again, it does kind of speak for itself. It's not a difficult system to use. It's just nice to go through it and see exactly what's what. That can't be right. Sure. Wow. And then the other thing to know, I think it shows you like 10 results. And then you can just keep going down and clicking more. And you can see it's exactly the same. So it does still bring up these that are completely sold out, unfortunately. But you can just keep adding results there till you find something. You know, if you've got a customer who's more price savvy, you can go through there and think, oh, right, okay, that one starts at £2,000 plus £500 each-ish for some flights. So it's a good starting point if somebody's more price conscious. This one, Southampton. So if for whatever reason you were going into that, go back to your first page of team flights on. Just trying to find one where I know there's going to be some flights actually available. I know if I go into one that's going into Japan or something like that, I'm going to struggle with flights. So I would rather Athens. why not? Let's stick with Athens. We should be able to get some flights there. So 6th of October, 10 nights on board the Celebrity Infinity. I'm doing a European. I'm flying out to Athens and I'm doing Crete, Istanbul, Kusadasi, Rhodes, Santorini, Mykonos, and I am back to Athens. Your arrival and departure times and stuff are on there as well. They are a guide time. They're not absolutely set in stone. Just bear that in mind, should you have anybody ask. But they're a very good guide. So I've selected that one and I'm going to continue. There we go. So you've got your different campaigns and things here. So all-inclusive packages, buy one, get one. Don't think that can be buy one, get one for 75 quid, surely. But we'll stick with it just in case. Interior cabin, ocean view stateroom. We can keep going down. Balconies, aqua class staterooms, retreat suites, penthouse suite, etc., all on there. So you can also click on expand instructions and it will tell you exactly what each campaign is. It will give you the cheapest one. So you can see here that this one is the cheapest. It's already pre-selected it for me. And then if I wanted to stick with this cabin type, but I wanted to do the all-inclusive, you can see that there's an extra $994 to add on, etc. I'm just going to go up ever so slightly. First of all, I do like to act as though I'm going on these and I'm booking in like the £20,000 best suite ever. But I'm doing this for a reason, which is you will find if you go for a guaranteed cabin, which is what it's given me at the top here, if you go for a guarantee, you're not going to be able to choose your cabin number or anything like that. That is basically the cheapest price that you're going to get, whether that's a guarantee inside, a guarantee ocean view, guarantee balcony, etc. They take certain benefits away from you and give you a cheaper price for doing that. But in this case, obviously, I want to show you what's what. So I'm going to continue on that and change my category. So I do then get an overview. I get my itinerary again at the top, your ship, etc. Then it gives me the flights. So the flights that it has given me are perfect. I'm leaving Manchester at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm direct with Jet2 and I'm into Athens for midday. Coming home, 1:15 in the afternoon, again direct with Jet2, and I'm back in at 3:20. Because we are doing this as a package, you will automatically get your transfers, as you can see there, pre and post cruise. So you don't need to worry about any of that. And this is the total package price. What you can do, if you've got somebody who doesn't want the transfers, you can remove them or you can change them to like private rather than coach transfers and things like that. You can also click on alternatives for your flights. Obviously, for an itinerary like this, you absolutely would not be changing those flights. But if you're flying out to somewhere like Miami, you're going to have options of going via Heathrow. You're going to have options of maybe going via New York or something like that. You may have people who have a preference. You may have somebody who it could choose you a flight where there's a 9-hour wait in New York, in which case, you may want to look at alternatives. But you can see exactly how easy it is to do that. Click the button. Your alternative flights will load and it will also give you the costings as well. So simple as that. The other thing that you can do is you can add pre and post cruise hotels. So we've gone for pre here, and where were we? Athens. So your clients decided to maybe stay for 2 nights, and it will tell you the price, and it will tell you what they've got available. So page 1 and page 2. So you can add those on as well. They will be in price order as well. I'm just going to click on any single one. You get your overview and everything on there. You get some photographs. So you get everything you need once you click on a hotel. If you don't like the look of that, you can literally just use here and switch it over. Go up, have a look. Yeah, we've decided that that's the ideal one, and we're going to select that. Once we've selected that, the thing to bear in mind is that your flights are going to change. So if you've got a client who you know is going to want to add a pre or post hotel on, don't obviously give them the flights that it initially brings up, because it absolutely is going to change them. So it's telling me already that it's changing my flights, but I'm just going to click yes. Don't need to change anything on there. And then the flights that it's given me. So it's now given me Manchester via Vienna through to Athens, and the same coming home. So they're a good few £100 cheaper. Tara, will you do me a favour? Will you just very quickly unmute yourself and just tell me if you can still hear me, because somebody outside has decided to start doing the garden at 6:30.
Yeah, there's no issues.
Brilliant, thank you. So again, on this occasion, we may look at changing the flights. Just from what I saw there, got a good few hours. So you've got 4 hours wait in Vienna going out. You may have a client who isn't happy with that, or you could just want to have a look yourselves and see what you'd prefer. So 2 hours 40 there, and that would cost you an extra £155. That's for both of them as well. That's not per person. So on this occasion, yeah, we'll go for it. Let's select that flight. And obviously this is a live system as well, so it's not necessarily that it's being slow. It literally is completely live. So they're consistently checking the dates and what have you. Okay, and then go back to my overview. So I've got my flights there. Now I've got my transfers from Athens to the hotel. Then I've got the hotel. Then I've got my transfer from the hotel to the port. Then I've also got my transfers from the port back to the airport coming home. My new total cost is down there. And then total deposit required. So in this case, I'm sure you could probably see it. When I was looking at the flights, they were saying non-refundable. So the cruise deposit is £150 per person, but you do have to pay for those flights up front. So the full deposit is just short of £1,100 on this one. That is something else that your client would need to know, that because they are non-refundable, once they have booked and paid for them, exactly what it says on the tin, they are non-refundable, non-transferable, etc., etc. Final payment date on this one, we're going in October, has come up for the 28th of July. Again, we spoke about it many times. I cannot tell any single one of you what to do, but my advice would be to give them the date 2 weeks prior to that. So I personally would be telling my client that it's due by the 14th of July, because people do forget. And it is just one of those things. It's not necessarily that they're trying to get out of it or anything. It does just slip your mind. So if you wait till the final day, and let's say somebody needs to move money around, you need to go to a bank, whatever it might be, you're going to start going into charges for this date. So you're backing yourself up, and you're also kind of backhandedly helping your client. 14th of July comes along. You have had to ring them because they've forgotten, they've not made the payment, whatever it might be. It's popped up in your email calendar. They then say to you, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. I actually need to go to the bank and I need to put some money in. No problem. I'll tell you what, today is Tuesday, the 14th of July. How about I give you a call back on Thursday? How does that sound? Giving them 2 days. You're not asking them to run to the bank at this very second, but also you know that you've still got plenty of time. And then you've got your agent view. Oh, hold on a second. Please hold the cabin to view the commission. Right, let's continue then. Jason. So once you continue, the the cabin type that you have chosen will pop up here. You can still do your upgrades and etc. And it will tell you exactly what cabins are available. You can also choose your depths. You can also choose your type of inside just here. So if you wanted to go from an L1 to an L2, it's going to be £93 less. On the flip side, if you wanted to then upgrade, you can do that up there as well. And it will tell you any decks. So we're on Vista deck right now for the cabin that we've gone for. But there is also penthouse, sunrise, sky, and panorama deck all available as well. So we'll click on any single one of those. That's the one that we've gone for. And again, it will also, you can also choose your change of promotion and things should you want to. So giving you plenty of opportunities all the way through. We've then also got our dining times, which I think they are all, I think Celebrity's all open dining now, maybe except for the ship that does the Galapagos, but I may be wrong. If you want to waitlist a dining type, if you want to request a table size, these aren't guaranteed. And your bedding option. So if you want 2 single beds, or if you want obviously the queen size bed, we'll ensure that that's done for you as well. And let's continue. So again, the reason that this will take a while is that because we've got flights included, it's still going to keep checking that they're still available at the price that we're looking at. Yay, agent view. So the way that cruises work is that they always have like non-commissionable cruise fares, which is there, NCCF, non-commissionable. So you can see that on this, the cruise fare itself, 2197, you're making 10%. The flights, you're making 10%. The hotel, you're making 10%. And the transfers, you're making 10% as well, apart from the in-between one of £64. Think that that's the hotel ones because they may have to use a different supplier. So your non-commissionable cruise fare is 292, and you also don't make on any taxes and port fees and things as well. So on this one, we'll be making £336.62. You would then pop everybody's details in there. So you've got your lead name. They do ask for things like citizenship straight away, an email address for the client, a mobile phone number for the customer. It's their address as well that you put in there. Emergency contact information. If you can get that at the time of booking, you're just saving yourself having to go back and complete this further along the line. So emergency contact does have to be somebody who's not travelling on the cruise with them. And as you can see there, you need their full name, the relationship to the client, and their telephone number. Again, if you can get the passport details for your customers there and then, just pop those in, just saving yourself time further down the line. And same again for the second passenger, although with the second passenger, once you've put details for passenger one, you can actually, it will allow you to copy to passenger two. So, you know, if it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith going away and they want to put their son down as their emergency contact, for example, you can do that for both. And then you would, obviously, I'm not going to go any further, but then this is the moment where you'd be taking the deposit that's required today. So you'd be nipping into Econ Pay to do that. And then you would be continuing and getting your reference number and completing the booking. So it really, truly is, I think, a very easy system to use. But saying that, I totally appreciate that I've used this system for a very, very long time. So I want to thank everybody for joining the training.